All right, welcome back. All right, we're going to start picking up with the information now that you have a foundation to compare these truths with. If I was to drop this on you, it would have been of less importance, it would have been of less significance, and would have probably went in one ear and out the other. But now we have plowed the soil of your mind, and I am ready to sow these seeds. All right, let's talk about what I just said for a moment. What I just said is that you are now under the understanding, or at least have information to research further yourself, that there is a geometry known as tetrahedral circumscribed geometry that's in place in the sphere. Now, let's already go back. Now, you're seeing that this geometry is taking the form of a tetrahedral. Now let's go back in time and remember what this seal really is. This seal is not just the Star of David, it's also known as Solomon's seal. Very, very important information. Now let's talk about Solomon for a little bit. Now there's many more scriptural works that pertain to the story of Solomon in the Bible that are not to be found in the Bible. So if you begin to research this, what you'll find out is that Solomon was a controller of jinns. All right, and jinns is an Arabic term which basically means terrestrial spirits or bound terrestrial spirit. Okay, now what do you know of as a jinn already? Well, we have to resort back to your childhood and to fairy tales and fable. They're genies. Okay, and now remember, what was a genie? A genie was an entity or a spirit manifestation that was being contained or imprisoned inside of a vessel. Now that vessel is being shown to you as a lamp, but in reality that vessel or the lamp is just really telling you that it is a vessel, that it is a containment form for the spirit consciousness, which has been given to you in fairy tales as genies, beings that answer your questions or grant wishes. Well, does that sound familiar with what divination is, and the Urim and the Thummim, or the crystal balls, or even the crystal skulls? That we have an entity or a consciousness that is contained within this vessel, i.e. genie in the lamp, that is some sort of formula which is being used, which would be taking the place of rubbing the lamp, if you will, or whatever ceremony or ritual that you would set up, which is really creating the necessary energy or geometrical pattern which allows these beings to come through the gateway or portal that has been provided. All right, so let's talk a little bit now that you know about this seal is to be equated with Solomon, and Solomon is now to be equated with the controller of genies or jinns or fallen angels or terrestrial spirits. Now a lot of you are unaware of that, but I assure you that if you do the research, you will be amazed with what you find. When you do, you will understand why this is called Solomon's seal, okay? Because it is a way to bind these terrestrial spirits, and that is what Solomon was said to be able to do, was to control these jinn. All right, now let's talk real quick here, real fast. On the micro level, the seals are used as gates to create a portal or an entrance to the physical realm, which can only be held up for a short time. All right, so you understand now that this, in a sense, the geometric seals are being used to create portals or gateways. Remember, this is known as a stargate. So this gate at this point in time, and even in the far distant past, could only be upheld for a short period of time, and that was free will that was upholding it. The free will of the individual who was manipulating the geometry would only use it for a short period of time to get the answers or to invoke the particular entity in question, and then once that deed was done, they would reseal the entity back in time space. I'll return.